G'day, welcome to I Cultivate. My name's Steve. Today we're going to have a really quick look at one way in which we suppress weeds in our garden. Is it just me, or is it actually the case that with the increase in online shopping that we just seem to accumulate so much cardboard? And I know that for a fact with us, we seem to be accumulating a lot of cardboard. I mean, if you need to buy new white goods, new televisions, or just simply get things delivered to your house, they seem to always come these days in cardboard packaging. And that means we need to do something with that cardboard. Now, one option, of course, is the recycling of that cardboard. But what we've started to do is to use all of this cardboard that we accumulate to help with the suppression of weeds in our garden. Before you use this cardboard though, the one thing I would recommend that you do is you remove all of the plastic tape that is often on it to seal up the boxes when they arrive at your house. So you can see on this one here, for example, we've got plastic tape around the edges. Just remove that plastic tape because ultimately it's not going to break down in your garden and you'll be left with this tape in your garden. So just remove it, place that in the bin, and then use the cardboard as weed suppression for your garden. Let's have a look at that. Now you can see in this particular garden bed we've had quite a bit of bracken fern and even a little bit of cooch coming through from time to time, and while we pull this out it's a never-ending job. It just keeps on coming back again and again, and it's a lot of hard work to stay on top of it. So what we are doing this time around is we're taking some of this cardboard and we are literally opening it up and we're going to lay it across the top. Now you will notice that I've overlapped it quite a bit in a few places, and in addition to that we've sort of worked our way around the various plants that we do want to make sure get what they need. Now you will have seen in other videos of mine that I've used different types of mulches at different times, and I've even used the cardboard layering like we've done here in the No Dig garden. You'll see a link to that particular video above appearing about now. But in this particular instance, what we are using for our mulch is Australian hardwood chips, and these chips are extremely long lasting, and while of course they are organic and they will break down eventually, they will take 2, 3 years perhaps even in order to break down. So in this particular instance we're going to be using hardwood chips. Now these hardwood chips are basically sourced from our local landscape supplier. So these are coming from a reasonably sustainable source. So we're not concerned in that regard with regards to where these chips have come from. So let's now get these wood chips over onto the cardboard and let's see the final product. So the question is really, how deep should I go with my mulch? And you can see, while we still need to spread this out a bit further, we're going quite deep. And I would recommend that if your mulch is about weed suppression, that you go at least 100 millimeters thick. In other words, 4 inches in the old imperial measurements, at least 4 inches thick. And a little bit on the thicker side rather than shallower. So we're just going to spread this around now. And the other thing that I'm doing is I'm making sure that we don't get too much mulch built up around the base of the plants that we have in here, because having soil or mulch built up around the base can induce some diseases in those plants. You know, one other thing to be mindful of with the mulch that you select is the impact that that mulch might have on the actual soil itself, and specifically I'm referring to the pH. Often people will go along with a pine bark mulch, which can be really quite good because it is extremely resilient, takes a long time to break down, and provides a certain aesthetic, a certain look and feel to the soil as well. But I just caution you with pine bark mulch because it can also have an impact of acidifying your soil a bit. So if that's not a problem, well then go for it. But just be mindful of the fact that the mulch that you choose can have an impact on the pH of the soil. So we now have a nice thick layer of wood chip over the top of the cardboard, and I really think that this is going to suppress the weed growth that comes through this garden bed into the future. Now, of course, we will still get the odd weed coming through. We'll need to manually pluck those out as they come through, but it will be much more under control than what it has been in the past. The last thing that we're going to do in order to have this all going well is we're going to give it a good water in to enable it all to settle down, to dampen the cardboard underneath, because ultimately, remember, we do still want water to get through to the soil underneath, and so that damping down is going to help with that. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video and it has given you some good ideas with regards to how to suppress weeds in your garden. So can I please ask you to go down to the thumbs up and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and go to our website icultivate.net and become a member of the community. Thanks for watching.